He was once Chicago's Mr. Perfect.
Alexei! Yes! 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 History!
A beloved White Sox, now a Blue Jay. He's the ace of the White Sox staff and on the verge of sailing into the history books.
He gone, and that's a little bit of history.
It's two southpaws, the former mentor versus the student turned all-star. Both of them weigh heavily in the hearts of White Sox fans, Burley and Sale, and could a record be set tonight? We'll find out next. We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Chris Sale, Jose Abreu, Avi Garcia and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Mark Burley and the tough, dangerous Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the first of this four-game set. As you know, we were trying to sweep the Orioles yesterday, couldn't get it done, but we won 2 out of 3. But tonight, something special. I mean, something special for all of us baseball people who know these guys and been around them most of their or all their careers. It's the most intriguing pitching matchup we have had all year.
Contrasting styles, but Chris Sale has just powered his way into a position to move his way into the record books. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of big strikeouts. He goes up, down, he goes in, out. He throws a slider, he throws a changeup. He has 2 different locations where he uses consistently off-speed pitches. He's just been unbelievable. You look at what he's done in 10-plus strikeouts. He's going for 9 straight starts with that particular record. And on the other side, Mark Burley, who's a soft tosser with excellent control, has been doing very well. 6 consecutive starts with 2 runs or fewer. He's 3-0 with an ERA in the mid-1s in those starts, 9-4 overall, and Mark Burley is having a banner year after a slow start. So when you take a look at both of these guys, they do it different ways, but they both get it done.
Well, in this Toronto offense, you have a team here that, without question, is the most dangerous in all of baseball.
You look up and down this lineup, and there is danger. As you can see, runs, they're first. Doubles, they're first. Slugging percentage, they're first. Well, then they move to second in home runs and on base percentage. Batting average, they're third. When you look up and down at these guys, one guy jumps out at you, and that's Josh Donaldson. Last time we saw him, it was a massacre. He was 7 for 11 with 4 home runs, 7 driven in, and 9 runs scored. And he tormented David Robertson. A couple of home runs, 1 to left, 1 to right. He is the all-star third baseman, and he's got the most votes ever in the history of the electronic voting. So Josh Donaldson is a star. They also have a whole lot of other guys that you can't take for granted. We're going to see Devin Travis for the first time this year. You're going to like him at second base.
All right. Fans attending tonight will be in for a real treat, as you will at home. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Indiana Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Audi. Truth in engineering. Xfinity. Your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, and let's take a look at how John Gibbons is going to line up his Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Jose Reyes leading it off, and it's Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, Danny Valencia, Russell Martin, Chris Colabello, Kevin Pillar, and Devin Travis. Taking a look at the defense and how they'll line up behind Chris Sale. It's Cabrera, Eaton, and Garcia. In the infield, Beckham, Ramirez, Sanchez, and Abreu. Tyler Flowers behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Chris Sale. Trying to throw his way into the record books. He's 6-4, his ERA .287 with 141 strikeouts and 103 in the third inning. So they've thrown the ball around the infield. We're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. And the first pitch of the ball game is taken high and wide to Jose Reyes. Hitting at .304, 4 homers, and 28 knocked in. That is fouled back right underneath us. So 1-1 to count. Blue Jays come in hitting at .267 as a club with a 4.24 ERA. They have 110 home runs. That one at 98. And the count 1-2.
There's a look at the skipper, John Gibbons, as he looks out at one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, Chris Sale.
Just got a piece of that one at 98.
Reyes is a switch hitter who's much better as a left-hand hitter, hitting just .208 right-handed, .303 left-handed. Usually doesn't strike out very much.
That slider evens the count at 2. Chris 1-2 lifetime against Toronto. Pokes that one into center field for a base hit on the changeup. He's 10 for 11 in stolen bases.
The umpires for the game tonight: Sam Holbrook behind the plate, Greg Gibson, a crew chief, at first, Marvin Hudson is at second, and Chad Fairchild is at third.
So here's Donaldson, 29-year-old third baseman, hitting at .296, 19 homers and 56 knocked in. He has faced Chris 8 times, has 1 hit, and that was a home run. All right, take your time, boys. And a wrap him up.
Best way to keep your pitches at a minimum is make sure you get a lot of one-pitch outs. This is an easy 6-4-3. And Donaldson grounds into a double play for the 8th time this year.
So here's Bautista hitting at .246, 17 homers and 57 knocked in. Takes that fastball at 98 for a strike.
Bautista's actually walked more than he struck out, which is unusual for a power hitter.
Last year, he had .286, 35 homers, and drove in 103. Broken back. And a nice inning. After half an inning play, it's Blue Jays nothing, and our guys coming to bat.
Second, Flowers and Sanchez. the defense, and how they'll line up behind Mark Burley, Valencia, Pilar, and Bautista in the outfield, with Donaldson, Reyes, Travis, and Colabello in the infield. Russell Martin behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is 9-4. Mark Burley, and this is his 17th start.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As first pitch to Adam, taken for a ball. Adam comes in at 243, 5 homers and 15 knocked in. 2-0. Sox come in hitting at 241 as a club with a 4.08 ERA. We mentioned Blue Jays have 110 home runs. We have 58. And there's a strike.
Left-handers actually much better against Mark Burley than the right-handers.
Always have been.
It's that changeup that mystifies many of the right-handers.
Always have been. Always amazed they would run right-handed dominant lineups day after day against him. Full count. That's out of play, and here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gap, send 400 straightaway center. Adam has faced Burley 3 times, and he's 0 for 3. Reyes got a big arm, but that's a base hit.
Reyes made this a whole lot closer than it should have been. A lot of shortstops wouldn't even bother throwing it over. But Reyes didn't get it there in time, but really had no chance against anybody who can run, especially a left-handed leadoff hitter. Colabello goes way up to make the catch.
So here's Abreu hitting at 293, 14 homers and 44 knocked in. Starts him off with a changeup. Short lead, as you better keep the short lead against Mark Burley. You get a little risque over there, and you're going to get your behind picked off. Uh-oh, he's got some adrenaline flowing. That was 87.
Well, here's a number that's unbelievable. Opponents hitting just 121 against Mark Burley on inside fastballs over the last couple of months. You can't choose where you want a fastball, but when he goes in, he usually gets you out. The reason is a lot of soft stuff away, he sets you up, and then he goes in.
Well, he's been like that since he came up. Big situations.
That time he tried to go inside but didn't get it there, and because it was high, Jose was late on it, and during the 7-game hitting streak, hitting .310. Driven in 4, scored 7.
That one 88. And a full count.
You just don't want to think much about running with Adam Eaton because you can't get too much of a jump. Mark Burley, one of the most deceptive left-handers in all of baseball, and has been for a long time.
Rack him up. So with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jumanji, our direction crew, well, they went with Tyler. He's going with Sanchez and JJ and Jessica Shearer and I. JJ and Jessica and I are going to go with Gordon Beckham.
You saw how quickly Devin Travis got rid of that ball at second base. He was one of the top prospects in the Detroit organization, and the Blue Jays traded for him.
And a product of Florida State.
And it was Anthony Gose going to Detroit. and they're pretty happy with what they got here in Toronto.
Cabrera, 0-2 the count. Melky's had good success against Mark, 17 for 30 with a couple of home runs. And like Chris, quick inning, and after one, no score.
Rapids, Iowa. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Here's Encarnacion.
And talking with John Gibbons before the game, he said that Edwin really hasn't gotten started yet. He said he's gotten some big hits for the ball club, but overall, it has been a relatively slow start.
Takes that one high and wide. 233, 17 homers, and he's knocked in 50. His 50 are not bad for a slow start.
No, that's what, when you say relatively, that's the reason. You look at 17 and 50, there's guys who would give their left arm for 17 and 50 before the All-Star break, and yet he just hasn't been what he was at other times with the Blue Jays.
Well, he's so devastating at the plate. He's got one of the best home run approaches, so to speak, as anybody in the American League. I mean, he goes up there and he absolutely is dangerous almost every time he goes to the plate. And that's all you want to be as a hitter, just dangerous. As here's Valencia. Like I say, busy, busy, busy. 2 down.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what the Blue Jays have in mind, and that's advanced scouting, and that is that Chris Sale's around the plate a lot. And so go up there, look for the first ball, fastball, or anything you like in the zone and just attack it. And that's exactly what they're doing, which means you're going to limit your pitches, but you're not going to get a whole lot of strikeouts if they hit the first pitch.
Well, what they're doing is they're trying to eliminate that slider. That's what they're doing.
I can't blame them.
No, Ken, that's just good scouting. You go out there, and there's an old saying in baseball is so true. Everything in baseball is, you better get them in a hurry. You better get good pitchers in a hurry, or they're going to get you. You better get good hitters. You better get them in a hurry, or they're going to get you.
Well, there was a fastball by Chris Sale, only he's learned the art of taking something off a fastball. That was 92 miles an hour, and he had Russell Martin out ahead of it.
I love to watch Russell Martin play the game. He is a tremendous competitor. I love to watch. He reminds me a lot of Thurman Munson.
They both handled staffs very well.
High pop up. Abreu now taking charge like he should. He did. Makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the second, scoreless.
Championship with a World Series anniversary pack. You choose 3 games from the World Series Championship reunion weekend and 3 World Series moments bobblehead giveaway games and receive a 4th game in September or October for free. For full details, visit whitesox.com/2005pack.
Avi Garcia, Adam LaRoche, Alexei Ramirez.
That last pop-up by Russell Martin was the first time I've ever heard a crowd, a collective "oh," because Chris Sale had him 0-2. He popped it up, didn't strike him out, and the fans were disappointed.
Well, weighing on, I'm not saying that's not an issue with Chris, but weighing on his mind more than that is winning this ball game.
That's always paramount for him.
0-2 the count.
8-game hitting streak, and Avi's been swinging the bat very well. Before the start of the game, Mark Buehrle came out, and these fans of the White Sox very appreciative of all of the years that Mark Buehrle toiled here. The 2 no-hitters, one of them being a perfect game. Pretty amazing.
One to count to Adam. Adam, okay against Mark. 6 for 16, couple of home runs. And the count 0-2. We got a good umpiring crew here for this 4-game set. Two and 2 the count.
What's hard to believe is Mark Buehrle is the only pitcher in Major League history to throw multiple no-hitters and win multiple Gold Gloves.
Reyes, 2 down.
Mark Buehrle is 208 and 156 in 477 starts, 5-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove winner. His no-hitter in April against Texas, his perfect game against Tampa Bay in July of 2009. This is most impressive. 14 consecutive seasons with 10-plus wins, 30-plus starts, 200-plus innings, and that's absolutely remarkable. That kind of durability is not going to come along very often.
Alexei, souvenir right side. Three and 1. That ball hit hard. And it's down there for the double. That's his 15th two-bagger. He's now 5 for 10 against Buehrle.
Mark got this one down and out over the plate. It's a changeup. And it had too much of the plate as Alexei waited back, not fooled by it at all. Gets it by Valencia, who John Gibbons says is becoming a much better left fielder, considering that he was a lifetime third baseman.
So here's Beckham at 207, 4 homers, 16 knocked in. Well, those numbers you rattle off for Buehrle, Burley's got an excellent chance of going to Cooperstown. He's got 208 victories now. Don Drysdale had 209.
Well, I'd love to see Mark get in, but he's got some work to do yet.
So a precedent is that's line in the left field. And that'll retire the side. We're into the third. No score.
Wonder what he's going to do during the All-Star break. He's going to Cincinnati. 4th consecutive season, 2nd pitcher in team history to make at least 4 straight appearances. Billy Pierce did it before him. And unfortunately, the only White Sox player to go.
Colabello. Chris Colabello. Boy, having a big year for him. 335, 7 homers, 31 knocked in. Last year, Minnesota hit 229, 6 homers, and drove in 39. 21 to count.
That was a good straight change. He had Colabello way out ahead of him.
That's high and deep in the center field. And it is 1-0. Toronto.
8th home run, 32nd driven in. So the remarkable year of Chris Colabello continues to roll right along. Our 4th home run replay. It's a fastball and it's up out over the plate. It was on the inner third. Colabello able to get a whole lot into it.
Kevin Pillar. Pillar is hitting at 283, 7 homers, 36 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike. This guy is a 322 minor league career hitter.
It was an amazing accomplishment this year. They got shut out in the first game of a doubleheader at Washington, facing Max Scherzer in the second game, and Pillar hit 2 home runs against Scherzer.
And that ball into left field. 1 out. Change up, heading out in front. Yeah, one of the reasons I mentioned the 2, Drysdale having 209 wins and going to Cooperstown, and Burley with 208, is the fact of what one of the big reasons Don got in was what he meant in his era to pitching. He was the symbol, so to speak, of pitching. More so than Koufax. Koufax was a better pitcher, and for 6 years arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, that ever lived. But Don was the symbol. And I think the Cooperstown people, the voters, took that into consideration. I think the same thing is going to happen with Burley. They're going to take what he's done, 14 consecutive seasons with all those numbers that you put out there.
No, it's been a remarkable year, and Don, of course, had that scoreless streak, which at the time set the all-time record and stood for a long time until Oral Hershiser went and got it.
But Mark's done it for 14 straight years. He gone. 2 down.
It took 4 pitches and 9 hitters, but Chris Sale has his first strikeout. Tyler Flowers wanted it exactly where Chris threw it, and Travis just got locked up and goes down looking.
Well, from what we've seen so far with Toronto swinging at first pitch, jumping on first pitch, we haven't seen a lot of sliders. We've seen fastballs and changeups, Chris.
He's going to get to it if he gets the 2 strikes.
He's had a couple of guys 2 strikes and came with a change. And that'll retire the side, but the home run by Chris Colabello will go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Bad Guys.
First pitches. Bobby Portis throws out the first one. Bobby, the #1 draft choice, and then Fred Hoiberg throws out the second one, and they pose with Johnny Danks, who was kind enough to catch him. And guys, welcome to Chicago. First of all, congratulations. Nice to see both of you here. I know you're going to have a great time because I know it's going to be a great team.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited to get going. We actually start tomorrow, excuse me, with our summer league practices. We've got 3 days of practice, then we'll head out to Las Vegas for 10 days, play 6 games, and we'll have several guys that will be on the roster next year. Doug McDermott will play, Cameron Bairstow, Bobby obviously will play with us. Tony Snell's going to practice with us, so we'll be able to get a little bit of a head start here. So we're excited about that.
And Coach, you had just about every experience you can have. Obviously a great college coach, but you also worked in the front office with the Timberwolves, and so this has to be just the next step, I guess, in the maturation of a guy who was pretty much done it all to this point. 14 years playing in the NBA. Pretty good.
Yeah, my career got cut short a little bit by a heart condition, and had a surgery and forced me to go on to the next phase of my life, which I was very thankful that I was able to get that opportunity with the Minnesota Timberwolves, where I spent 4 years in their front office. Got a great opportunity to go home to my alma mater and coach Iowa State for the last 5 years, and really thrilled about this new opportunity to be the coach in Chicago.
And Bobby, you were born in Little Rock. You played at Arkansas. What was it like down there? Did you have, and I assume because I watched some of the games, you guys had some pretty rabid fans.
no doubt. Every game is going to be 20,000 fans. Just loud and just kind of energetic and ready to go there. It's a winning tradition in Arkansas.
You guys had a very good team, and when you got down as the draft was moving along, and you realized then you were picked by the Bulls, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
I'm drafted, as a kid, growing up in Arkansas, I always watched the draft every single year, and, I wanted that to be me someday, and I finally heard my name called by the Bulls, and, I was grateful for them to draft me.
Well, certainly there's a lot of people very excited that you lasted that long, and I know that a lot of guys will always say when they draft, especially guys in the front office, we were shocked that he fell to us in this case, at 22. But, Coach, this is going to be a great experience for you. How long do you think it's going to take to really get to know the guys inside and out?
Well, we've gotten a head start on that, and I've met with everybody face to face, with the exception of Pau Gasol, who's back in Spain right now. But I'll get an opportunity to spend some time with Pau when I go watch him prepare for his national team early in August. But it's been great. So many guys stick around Chicago in the offseason because it's such a great city. We'll be able to do some individual workouts. Like I said, the guys that are going to play in the summer league, I've gotten a chance to know them very well. Really excited about Bobby. And, you said it best. We were shocked that he fell all the way down to 22. We had him in the lottery as a staff. And, when a guy with his, skill set and abilities at 6'11", he's young, and I saw him firsthand last year. How'd that game go for you, big guy?
We lost.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at, number one, how well he can pass and how aggressive he is on the offensive glass?
He's so versatile as a player. When that day he came in for his press conference, we spent some time shooting out there on the floor. He's just such a versatile basketball player for someone his size.
Well, we've got a very proud tradition, as you both know, here in Chicago, of putting some excellent basketball teams on the court. I believe you are the 19th coach of the Bulls. At 42, this has to be, for you, just not only a wonderful experience, but a tremendous challenge as you come forward into Chicago, which has loved basketball for a long time. Not only professional basketball, but all through the high schools in the greater Chicago area.
Well, and I saw firsthand. I was part of some very good Indiana Pacer teams. Unfortunately, we were second a lot of times with those great Chicago Bulls championship teams. So, it's a great tradition, and I'm just, again, I'm thrilled to be here.
Coach, congratulations.
Thanks,
Bobby,
Steve.
It's great to see you. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we'll be back. Stay with us. It's 1-0.
One nothing bad guys. Top of the fourth inning. Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion. Just about three of the most dangerous in succession hitters in all of baseball. tonight. Donaldson hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. But the first pitch he saw, fastball.
Donaldson originally drafted by the Cubs as a catcher, and they figured that, well, he probably couldn't be a major league catcher, so we'll trade him to Oakland. We'll put him at third base, and of course the rest is history. He's been pretty good there. And Donaldson is saying that the ball hit him. Here's one of those sliders. He said it got him in the back leg. John Gibbons is going out. He wants to take a look at it. Well, the redirection of that ball, the fact that it was going inside, bearing inside on him, and then wound up in the middle of Flowers from that angle shows that there was a redirection. It would have to be because he got hit. I mean, otherwise, that ball is not going to bounce up and hit Tyler in the middle of his chest protector.
Well, the one thing about Donaldson that amazes me is that coming into the season, he didn't even have 3 years in the big leagues.
Nope. He did not. I talked to Bob Melvin about the transition. He said, we used a few guys at third base, and none of them really worked out. And he said, out of just exasperation and probably necessity, he said, we figured, well, Donaldson can hit, so let's try him at third base. He's gotten better and better defensively. And, of course, the fact that he can hit is an understatement. He's hit everything in sight. Of course, Chris Sale and the Sox hoping that there's no definitive proof on getting hit by the ball, but that redirection, we'll just have to see what they have to say in New York. Donaldson's only been hit 3 times this year. Putting him at first, and again, with the redirection of the baseball, it certainly was conclusive.
So the leadoff man aboard, and that'll bring up Bautista. He grounded out to Alexi. Checks it up and takes ball 2.
That one looked like it had a little piece of the plate, but Chris did not get the benefit of the call. We'll take a look from the side as the appeal to Greg Gibson. He said no.
He went.
Looks like he did indeed go.
He went.
That's one of the things that separates Chris Sale from a whole lot of people, and that is a 3-0 straight change, and he gets it in the zone.
When you're facing Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion, on 3-0 counts, those guys very seldom going to see a fastball right down the middle.
No, but they all have the green light.
Hi, Papa.
Celebrate the holidays in the middle of summer with Christmas in July on Tuesday, July 21st. The ticket package includes a game ticket and an ugly Christmas White Sox t-shirt. Also, Christmas-themed events will take place during the game and throughout the ballpark. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/Xmas. There's a guy that will enjoy Christmas in July.
In some capacity.
Yeah, you never know.
That's a static lead by Donaldson.
Encarnacion leads this team in grounding into double plays with 10 of them. He also leads the team in strikeouts, which is not surprising for a guy that swings that hard.
That is nubbed right off the end of the bat into right field. Mercy. So 1 out, 2 on.
Encarnacion was in protection mode, and he got this ball a good 6 inches off the outside corner. As you can see by the Honda pitch tracks, it was not only low, but well away from the plate. Hit it off the end of the bat and squibbed it into right field.
So here's Valencia. He grounded out to Alexei. Alexei, he's already been involved 6 times in this game. 5 ground outs and 1 pop-up. That one at 97.
Once he came up with Minnesota, found his way to the Royals, got traded to the Blue Jays in exchange for a catcher, Eric Kratz, and right-hand pitcher, Liam Hendricks. That was July 28th of last year. He plays mostly against left-handers in a platoon system, and he has torched left-handers during the course of his career.
He gone. Good pitch. 2 down.
Valencia didn't like to call it Sam Holbrook, but this ball had the plate. On the pitch tracks will show you that it had a good portion of the inside corner at 96 as Chris reaches back. And Valencia cannot pull the trigger.
Not underneath his hands, he can. He hits it solid. It's going to be in that third base dugout.
Or the bat's going to shatter in his hands, and the ball's going to go someplace else.
He hits it solid. Most of the time, it's going to shatter. Russell Martin fouled out. To Abreu.
Well, I asked John Gibbons about Russell Martin and the long-term contract. He said he was #1 on our want list when we went after free agents, and Toronto has historically had to pay a little bit extra for guys that come north of the border. One of the big advantages is Russell Martin is a Canadian.
One of the grittiest managers in the game. John Gibbons.
This is his 2nd time around with the Blue Jays.
I like him.
They like him a lot.
There's the slider style. I like him. He would tell you, he'll tell his players, he'll tell the press what's on his mind.
Also a pretty funny guy.
Change up. Well off the plate.
That guy really thought this was a good pitch. And that's why he's not an umpire.
2 on, 2 out, and the 2-2 pitch. I'll tell you, Brooke Jacoby was a pretty fair hitter in his day. Who's the hitting coach now for Toronto, has put these guys on a good plan, a good approach to Chris Sale.
There's Brooke, and he's got a lot to work with.
Yes, he does.
But it's one thing to have a lot to work with, another thing to get him to work.
He's got a nice approach against one of the best pitchers in the game. That's a little bit low. Full count.
Here's the difference in the game right now. Chris Colabello and his home run. He's in the on-deck circle.
Payoff pitch. He gone. 3 strikeouts now, but we trail it 1-0. Getting all sportish. It's That Sports Thing, presented by Miller Lite. New episodes available at csnchicago.com.
I had a chance to talk with Mark Burley before the game, and when I asked him how he keeps in such good condition where you can throw 200 innings, he said he's really changed his workout regimen. Amazingly enough, he's doing yoga. That's somewhat surprising. So he said John Gibbons saw him sweating after one Tuesday at home. And he said, "Oh, no, Mark, don't tell me."
Off the end of the bat.
Apparently they bring in a woman who is very good at teaching yoga, and they bring her in on Tuesday and Fridays in Toronto. And Mark decided that he would give it a try. Now it's become part of his regimen, and who would ever thought that Mark Burley would be a proponent of yoga?
One and 0 to Melky. Melky grounded out to Reyes. Yanks that one foul down past Joe McEwing. And Melky with a 1-out single.
Your local Ford stores are proud to present the 2005 World Series Reunion Weekend, July 17th through the 19th. Be sure to arrive early on Saturday, July 18th. See your favorite players from 2005 World Series Championship parade around the field. Presented by your local Ford stores. Together, we'll go further. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/promos.
Here's Avi. Struck out his first trip. Oh, look at this. How sweet. How sweet it is. Melky on his way to third. Watch out. Now the ball gets away. Here comes Melky, and this game is tied at 1.
And now John Gibbons is coming out. He wants to have a word with Greg Gibson. This should be interesting to see exactly what Gibbons is out there for.
Well, interference.
Yeah.
That's what he's out there for.
Well, one of the things that happened was Colabello, as he went after the baseball, just slipped. This an inside-out swing and a little looper into right field. Bautista, who's not throwing near as well as he did, gets it back in, but ball gets away. And what he's saying is that Darryl Boston might have gotten in the way as Colabello tried to get the ball. And it's base hit E9 on Melky scoring.
Here's LaRoche. Got a cookie right there and missed it. Line drive, and he safety. You missed him, he said.
Well, now Colabello wants this one reviewed because he's saying he's got his foot before he hit the bag. Greg Gibson is saying no, he did not get his foot before he hit the bag. And now we'll wait and see. Line drive rocket, tough for any base runner on that play.
It looked like he went between his legs. Well, that's right. If you get doubled up on that one, there's nobody's going to say one word to you when you go back to that dugout.
And it looked like he got him. Watch it again. Avi gets down because he's not sure if he's going to get hit. And then Chris Colabello hits the leg and then
he got
bounces off. He got
that angle. You can see it.
This one shouldn't take too long. Well, we've had a lot of near reviews. Then we've had a couple of reviews. The first one went the way of John Gibbons.
Hey, if they'd let these guys play, this would have been a fast ball game. Now they're turning it into a 3.5-hour affair.
Well, you can understand.
For two guys that don't like to pitch in slow games.
Well, you can understand with the two guys on the mound, knowing that it's going to be a really close game, how you not want to give any out away.
Well, you can't.
No. Not with Chris Sale, knowing you got one run, maybe you're not going to get any more. With Mark Burley, who's been absolutely terrific.
But my point being is Sale and Burley, they don't want any of this stuff. They want to pitch in a hurry. Get it and throw it. If you get beat in a hurry.
And they got him.
So he is out. That'll retire the side. That's the third double play turn by Toronto in 4 innings. But we're tied at 1. A 1-1 tie here in the 5th inning. Colabello, Pilar, and Travis. And here's what Chris did leading off the 3rd.
This was his 8th home run of the year. He got a fastball up and out over the plate and didn't miss it.
A nice crowd on hand to see Chris Sale and Mark Burley, plus the fact that there could be some history made tonight. The 0-2. Tried to backdoor him and missed way out there. He gone. Yeah.
Things getting a little better. It's 3 strikeouts in a row for Chris Sale. Threw this one on the outer 3rd. Tyler Flowers wants it up. And Chris just blows it by him.
So here's Pilar. Went out to Melky. On the changeup. Takes first pitch strike.
Pilar is going to swing at most everything. You don't have to get him out in the strike zone. He's had 312 at bats. He's had 13 walks. So pretty much if it stays in the park, he's swinging.
Fisted that one into left field, right at him. 2 down.
On Friday, July 17th, come and see the White Sox take on the Royals at 7:10. All fans are invited to stay for a post-game fireworks show presented by Athletico Physical Therapy. Athletico Physical Therapy, better for everybody. To purchase tickets, you can visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
High pop up to Travis. And it stays in here for Abreu to make the catch. He stayed. Nice job of staying with it. And that'll return to the side. We are halfway home. Tied at 1. Alexei. Alexei doubled back in the second inning. 1-3-1 for them, 1-5-0 for us. And that's off the glove of Reyes. So that'll be a base hit.
Pretty good effort. This is a high change. And Reyes able to get part of the glove on it. But in this game, the ground can cause a fumble. And it's Alexei's second hit.
So we'll see what Robin wants to do. With Beckham at the plate, he lined out to left field to end the second inning. Takes first pitch, strike.
Gordon thought it was inside. Inside by maybe an eyelash.
Burley gets a lot of pitches like that.
He's around the plate with everything.
As well he should. That's into center field. Pilar's there. Saturday night, the Fire face a huge home test as they challenge the Western Conference leading Seattle Sounders. Coverage begins at 7 on CSN. Spanish broadcast available on CSN Plus.
Mark Burley has thrown 7 or more innings in his last 4 games. Anibal Sanchez has the longest active streak at 7. Jeff Samardzija has done it 6 straight times.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Stretch! He makes the catch. He just missed it. Dadgummit.
Pilar went all the way back to the wall. It wasn't quite as dramatic as a couple of the catches against Chris Davis, but it's still a very good play. He times his jump perfectly. And Tyler thought it was going out.
So here is Carlos. After Flowers had led off the third with a single, he tried to bunt, fouled out. Russell Martin making a good catch. That's off Burley hard. Donaldson with the play. That is a hang wiffle for Carlos Sanchez. Wow. Meanwhile, we're into the 6th, still tied at 1.
it's very much high speed. Great play by Donaldson after the redirection by Mark Burley. Mark Burley couldn't get out of the way of it. Hit his right foot probably around ankle high, and then Donaldson with great reactions and just a great play threw out Carlos at first.
Top of the order. Reyes, Donaldson, Bautista takes a slider strike. Reyes 1 for 2, flipped a little. Soft single in the center leading off the ball game on a changeup. Can of corn. 1 out.
Hey, White Sox fans, next time you're looking for great seats, get the StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right. On StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of ChicagoWhiteSox.com.
Here's Donaldson. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play and also was hit by a pitch. Oh, and 2.
Some high heat, well out of the zone, and not a bad time to go up there again.
Well, when you're looking for the fastball, you have a tendency to chase occasionally, and that was one of them. Just a little bit low. That's high and deep. And it is 2-1 top Toronto. They are just absolutely made up their minds they're going to beat him on his fastball.
Chris probably didn't get this one up as high as he would have liked. It's our fourth home run replay. Tyler wanted it up high. That one not quite as high as the second one that he threw by him. And it's home run number 20. RBI number 57.
Bautista is grounded to short and popped up to short. Takes first pitch strike.
We talked about the last series we saw Donaldson in Toronto, where he was 7 for 11. This is a destructive hitter.
Change up. 2-2. That slider. Either right underneath his hands or down and in. That ball into left field. Now 2 down. So here's Edwin. He is grounded to short and squibbed a single between first and second right off the end of the bat. Hardly got to the outfield grass. And Adam is there. But the home run by Donaldson. And they lead it 2-1.
Chicago Data Strong fan, and you can just see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. And there's a look at Jack Ruby, part-time dentist, full-time meteorologist.
And here's Adam Eaton leading off our half of the 6th inning. And that is popped up. Adam now 1 for 3. Had an infield single leading off the bottom of the 1st. And Blue Jays turn 3 double plays. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. We have a run on 6 hits. They have 2 runs on 4 hits. 2 solo home runs if you're just tuning in. Two and 1. Jose 0 for 2. He's grounded out to 3rd, and he's grounded out to 2nd. Got a good pitch to hit right there.
That was about the best pitch you'll see from Mark Burley. 87 on the inner 3rd. Mark wanted it inside, didn't get it there, and unfortunately Jose fouled it back. Burley's given up 12 home runs this year.
That took a nice little teeny bounce. So 2 out.
There's the line so far. 6 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and that's usually the case with Mark Burley. He's only fanned 1, but he's not worried about strikeouts. That time Russell Martin just missed it, and he said, I think it's on me. He's looking for it. He just, well, maybe he called something else.
Yeah, it looks like you got crossed up.
Pretty good catcher. They usually don't miss him down the middle.
Chops that one foul.
You think Mark Burley ever shook off a catcher even in Little League?
He didn't when he was in a White Sox uniform.
No, and he hasn't since he's been in that Toronto uniform. Doesn't matter who's catching him either. He just throws what they call, puts it in a good spot, and changes speeds.
That's off the plate. Melky, this didn't take long. 3 ground outs, and we're into the 7th.
110 as our White Sox take on the Royals. The first 20,000 fans ages 21 and over will receive a 2005 World Series replica ring presented by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner and official beer of our Chicago White Sox. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/promos. Chris Sale's pitching line is brought to you by American Sale. He's been good, 4 strikeouts. He allowed a couple of solo homers. And it's a 2-1 game.
Here in the top of the 7th, it'll be Valencia, Martin, and Colabello. Valencia has grounded to short and struck out. Called out on an inside fastball. Takes a slider strike. Good play. One out.
Gordon knew he had a little extra time because Valencia doesn't have the real good speed, but he's got to come in, charge it aggressively, and on the transfer, get it over in time, and he makes a perfect throw, and they cut down Valencia.
Martin has fouled out to Abreu and struck out. There's that breaking ball strike. Back door. And the count 0-2. Little slider, little change up. And he chops it foul. Outside. High pop up. That one at 96. 2 down. That was a major league pop up.
And things have changed a bit as far as pop-ups in the infield go, because it used to be when a pop-up was in the infield, the pitcher would back off the mound, get out of the way of the play, but yell out who should take it. Now Chris just came toward the plate, clearing out the whole area, and Gordon Beckham caught it easily with no director of traffic.
Colabello, a homer leading off the 3rd and a strikeout leading off the 5th. That changeup. Mezzanine, right side. First to 4 with these Blue Jays. Stops that one foul to even the count at 2. Jose Quintana on the bump for us tomorrow night, so make your plans to be with us against to be announced for Toronto. And the fans shaking those K cards. And here's the 2-2.
That one just off the plate, down and in.
2-1 Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 7th. Avi will lead it off. Avi's 1 for 2. Takes first pitch strike from Mark Burley. Well, this for me has been especially emotional. This game tonight with Burley and Chris Sale. Mark Burley, my all-time favorite White Sox player, and liable to be tied later on by the guy pitching against him tonight, Chris Sale. Got him. 1 out.
That time he threaded the needle on the inside corner, and Avi probably looking away. That's why Burley gets so many outs on fastballs inside.
And Burley and Sale both are they're poster child for teammates. You cannot find 2 better teammates than Mark Burley and Chris Sale. And that is so important. As there is a strike to LaRoche. One and one.
Well, talking with John Gibbons, he said when the season started and Mark was really struggling, he thought, well, look, how long can it go on? This is probably just going to be about it for him.
Ball hit hard, but didn't he start off 6-0?
He was talking about when he first looked at him in spring training. He said, you know what? He said he is an older pitcher. He has a lot of innings under his belt, and maybe, just maybe, he'd hit the wall. And all of a sudden, Mark came roaring out of the gate. He also started throwing, I mean, as he always throws. He's not going to throw hard. He just moves it in and out, up and down. And lately, he's actually been better than when he started out earlier in the season. He's getting better, which is absolutely amazing.
Well, with this ball club,
well, I'm sure he gets a lot of support.
the way I look at it, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat this team if, in fact, they catch the ball, which they have really not done, according to the people I've talked to today. Toronto have not done a good job of it.
Well, they started off badly, and then they got themselves back in the race by winning 11 in a row. And he said, John said, nobody else pulled away. He said, we caught a break in that the other teams, everybody picked Boston #1, but the other teams didn't jump out. They all have had problems.
I don't think you and I picked Boston #1.
No, I didn't think that. I thought that.
I picked Baltimore as there's a chopper. That did not take long as usual for Burley, and we're into the 8th.
They all happen in one place, and that's Cincinnati. Don't miss the 86th All-Star Game Coverage begins at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, July 14th on Fox. And the rains have started to fall here at U.S. Cellular Field.
So here is Pilar. Twice he's gone out to left field. And that has popped up, and it's not going to be playable. Yeah, we got a chance to get a lot of it, as a matter of fact. Pilar's got some credentials. As that's out number one. That guy had a 54-game hitting streak to set a Division II college record.
That's pretty good. I don't care where you have a 54-game hitting streak. You have it anywhere.
That's right. 54 games.
Didn't Robin have 58?
58, and that still stands. Division I. So here's Travis, a strikeout and a foul out. A good catch in the sense of staying with it by Abreu. Seminole from Florida State. Great baseball program under Mike Martin. Buster Posey, and on and on and on. One and two. Post pitch, didn't get it. Snapped it. And almost took a little too much off of it going over to first base. 2 down. So it appears that it's going to be very difficult now for Chris to make it 9 consecutive.
He's got 5 strikeouts. Travis looking for number 1. Then he got Valencia. Then he got Martin. Then he got Colabello twice.
Only 2 guys in the history of this wonderful game have done it 8 consecutive starts. Chris and Pedro Martinez. Alexei got him. That is 8 in a row retired by Chris, but he trails it 2-1. as Beckham is lined to left and going out to center. Underneath that one. And I don't know if anybody's going to get there.
Well, Donaldson is good, but he's not a world-class sprinter, and that's what it would have taken from the third base position to run that one down.
Come on, Gordon, start us off. We got to get a couple of runs. That ball booted by Reyes. E6. Meanwhile, the leadoff man aboard.
That's a good start, a routine play. And this one goes right between his legs because he lifted the glove without the baseball. It stayed down. And Reyes is looking at it as it wanders out into left center field. That's just his 7th error of the year. That one could turn out to be a big one.
Here's Tyler. He is singled and he went out deep to center field. There's a long run for Bautista. And he makes the catch.
Great play by Bautista. And even though his arm is not 100% from the injury, it's good enough.
That's one heck of a play right there.
A big effort, knowing when to slide, making sure his head doesn't move as he slides and able to concentrate on the baseball. Big effort by Bautista.
2-4 and 2 for them, 1-6-0 for us, and this is the first of this 4-game set.
Could hardly hit the ball any harder than Carlos did last time, unfortunately. Mark Burley's ankle got in the way, and the deflection to Donaldson cost him a ground out.
That's into center field. That's going to hang up. So another line drive right at somebody, and it'll bring up Adam Eaton. Adam fouls it away.
I think his left-handers hit Mark better than right-handers. Let's see if Adam can find that gap in right center field because they're shading him around toward left center.
Takes a strike and the count 0-2. Well, the one manager that loaded up his lineup against Mark Burley with left-handed hitters was Joe Madden.
Pretty wise choice.
And they beat him.
Good stop by Russell Martin, who for the moment he couldn't locate it. But you can't really take off because the ball's at his foot. Does a nice job, and then where'd it go? There it is.
He did not go.
He appealed to Chad Fairchild, and he said nope. And it was a good call because he didn't go.
And a full count.
Keep it alive for that man on deck.
He will. Gordon's going to make the turn. So 2 out runners at the corners, and here comes Jose.
Adam kept it alive, and it brings the big man to bat with a tying run 90 feet away. Big base hit to center. The air now looming large. And Jose with a chance to tie it up at the very least if he gets a hole in one.
He's due. 3 ground balls. All softly hit. That's into center field. And it's going to fall. This game is tied at 2. Yes! So the era comes around to score. Don't stop now, boys.
RBI number 45 as the big man comes through. Gets it off the end of the bat. Drops it in front of Pilar, who had to play deep. You got the go-ahead run at first base. You can't play shallow. And that ball dropped right in front of him. So it's a changeup. Catches it off the end of the bat. Tie ball game.
And here's Melky. So both runs for us unearned, but we'll take them. Good check by Melky.
Bullpen up and going. It's Ryan Tepera.
That's a fair ball. Here comes Adam. He's going to score. Here go wave Abreu around. Here's a throw. Save. Yes. Yes. Sox leading 4-2.
Second hit for Melky. 32 driven in. And just like that, it's a 2-run lead for Chris Sale. It's a changeup, and Mark Burley made a mistake. And that mistake was, instead of blowing away where Russell Martin wanted it, he got it on the inner portion, driving it by Donaldson. And Joe McEwing takes a gamble. And when you're up, you can do this, as Jose slides underneath the tag.
High fly ball, but 3 unearned runs. Cross the plate. We'll go to the 9th, leading 4-2. Top of the ninth inning and a 4-2 Sox lead. Should have been a 1-2-3 inning for Mark Burley. Instead, we scored 3. And all 4 runs are unearned. Donaldson, 1 for 2, a homer, his 20th on a high fastball, high towering drive way back in the 6th inning. Two. In the break, Steve, I was just trying to think. I've been here over 30 years, and all those years, I don't know if there's ever been 2 pitchers out on that mound opposing each other in a game who have the hearts of Sox fans like these 2 guys here. That'll be a base hit.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, and it's our Miller moment. And it's Melky Cabrera. Gets an inside changeup, takes it down the line by a diving Donaldson. It scores 2 and makes it a 4-2 game where it stands now.
Just like Abner designed it. Yeah, Donaldson leading off, gets the little soft infield single, and here's Bautista with Encarnacion on deck. He just reached back. That was everything that Chris has in his back pocket right there here in the top of the ninth at 97.
He's at the 101 pitch mark and 72 strikes, just 29 balls, and Chris has still got plenty left. Can he induce the double play?
He's got a 0-2 count. That one at 98. Here in the top of the ninth inning.
Pretty impressive numbers. No walks, the 5 strikeouts. David Robertson loosening, and it's a good night to get loose quickly.
Yanks that one foul, that slider. One of the livest bats in all of baseball. Just jumps off his bat.
He gone. Gas.
98, and he threw it on the inside part of the plate where Bautista couldn't possibly get his arms out. Perfect pitch with everything that Chris has in that body of his, and no chance for Bautista, who's looking at his hand. Wondering how anybody hits that pitch.
Edwin takes low and inside, ball 1. He is grounded to short, single softly, right off the end of the bat, and lined out to center. call took a bat out by Beckham, so 2 men aboard.
Goes the base hit as this one with a lot of overspin hit the glove. It was a rocket out into left field.
And here's Valencia. Grounded to short, a strikeout.
Ezekiel Carrera, pinch running at first base.
All right, take your time. Rock the ball, and this ball game is over.
What a performance by Chris Sale. He didn't get the all-time record by himself for consecutive 10 strikeout games, but this was a splendid performance against a team that could really hit. And some of the highlights. The first strikeout of the game. And Chris had 6 of them. Toronto went out with a game plan. They were swinging early in the count. They were jumping on every fastball. They weren't allowing him to get to his favorite pitch, the slider. But Chris had an answer for him.
What a game. We can finally catch a break. We scored 4 runs, all unearned, off Mark Burley.
Mark Burley was magnificent.
He was terrific. And right now, let's go down to Kip Lewis.
All right, thanks, guys. Chris, first of all, congratulations. How fun was it for you tonight to come out in this atmosphere and face a guy that you're friends with, Mark Burley?
It was awesome. I mean, you know, our fans came out today, show their support. It was fun. I mean, anytime you get to play against one of your old teammates, it's fun. You know, I can't say enough about our team in that last inning. I mean, he's as tough as anybody, and to be able to come out and get 3 runs in the 9th off a guy like that against a team like that, it's huge.
There's a lot of talk with you about the 9 strikeouts, 9 consecutive games with 10 strikeouts or more. Was that going through your head at all in this game?
I mean, you think about it before, but I mean, once you get out there, everything's kind of out the window. I mean, you're just trying to battle as hard as you can, fill up innings, and leave your team with a chance to win.
Complete game for you. You've been phenomenal the last couple months. Can you explain it? Because even your teammates and everyone have been really impressed with what you've done out here these last several starts.
I wish I knew. You know, I just do the same thing every time. Just try to stay consistent. You know, I can't say enough about Tyler back behind the plate. I mean, he's been unbelievable, blocking balls, calling great games, and we've been on the same page, and we're just going to keep trying to do what we're doing.
You guys now won 5 of the last 6 games. Is this sort of maybe the beginning of that turnaround for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're heading in the right direction.
All right, Chris, congratulations. All the fans still out here keeping an eye on you.
Thanks, man.
All right, man. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, let's check out our player of the game with that clutch 2-run double, Melky Cabrera, our player of the game. So, for Steve Stone, for our director Todd Benjamin, star producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our terrific technical manager Mark Harper, also for the Mayor Mean Joe Group, for Mike Mayer, for Frank D'Amato, Marty Farrelly, Doug Bullard, and also Jim Corno Jr. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet.